Hello everyone. Welcome to another session of How to Ace, and in today's session we have Dr. Sanjay Mohite, a senior faculty at DS High School, Mumbai. Dr. Mohite comes with an experience of more than 23 years, and his experience is very important for all those students who are appearing for the algebra paper. Let us begin the session. Sanjay sir, firstly, thank you very much for attending or participating in our How to Ace series. So this session is going to be very useful and very important for all the students who are going to appear for the algebra paper. Right. So, sir, my first question to you is: what are the key things or key points to remember 2 days before the exam? So there are three categories of students. That is what I have observed. So you have a weak student, you have a student who is an average performer, and a student who performs really well. So what advice would you like to give to those students who are weak, average, and good performer?
Those students, those are finding very difficult in mathematics. See that in the pandemic situation, the online teaching is going to be there, so there are a lot of problems with the student, that what the teacher says or what we understand, that is the main issue is there. But no need to fear about the board examination. That is the first thing. Be motivated, be confident. First appear your paper, whatever you think, be stay calm. See, a 25% syllabus is already reduced, so it means you have a betterment chance of securing more marks. Means you have to learn 25% less and you get 25% additional marks. So the my first suggestion to all the students, those who are fear about the mathematics and those who want to score out of marks, see, for our SSC board we are strict with our textbook. Very first thing, you have to go through the textbook, the exercise questions, the problem set questions, and very first thing, important one is that what are the list of chapters are there. Those are very weak students. I will purposely tell them to make list of formulas. Chapter number one, say arithmetic progression is there, where only four formulas are there. This formula of Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Then we have the formula of Sn. Then the three terms. These are the very simple formulas. Even if you write the formula, you are able to get the marks, because in the board examination, the pattern of correction of the paper is, if a student has to write 2 or 3 marks or more than 3 marks question is there, it is a marks for the steps. So write the formula. Definitely writing the formula, you will get the half mark for that. Filling the values in that formula, you will get half mark of that. And the nextly, the calculation. You are very good in mathematics, then you can definitely do the calculation. And another suggestion is that what are the solved sums are there. Be focused on the solve sums. As we see that you have appear for the three papers which are the language papers, and you come to know that which type of questions are going to be asked in the examination. So try to insist in our textbook, try to solve the sum from the textbook, make the list of formula. Suppose chapter number one, these are the formulas are there. In a linear equation, what are the formulas are there. Cramer's rules are there, graphical methods are there. So better way to make the list of formula. And even I suggest you that if you go back 2 or 3 years paper, but it will not useful to us, because the thing is that this year the 25% syllabus is reduced. So whatever the back question papers you will see, it is an entire mixing of that. And this is the situation is quite different than the previous one. So we will try to student to be passed and to be score a very good marks. So don't fear about that subject. Just take a textbook, take a one chapter at a time, make the list of formulas, then go for the next chapter. And once you completed all your textual question, even including the activity, nowadays out of 40 marks, activity based questions which have a fill in the blanks type of questions are there, and these all activities are asked from the textbook itself. There is nothing will be changed in the activity. So as it is, whatever the activities are there, you have to solve it. Take a pencil, complete the activity, repeatedly solve you two or three activities of that particular chapter. If you solve all activities and the what I told, the list of formulas, definitely you will get 20 plus minimum marks. 20 plus minimum marks. And the suggestion for me, those students, they want to be secured out of marks, uh, as the maths one is very easy as compared to the maths 2. But what the silly mistake students are doing, the very important thing is that whenever there is a word problem, then in a word problem, suppose you assume that later question comes on ages, the question come on the geometrical part, then you have to write the length of rectangle, say x, centimeter, meter, whatever is there. Many times what happen, when we are correcting the papers, the students are written everything is correct, but according to you it is correct. See, your paper is going to be evaluated by the examiner, and examiner have a model answer. So you have to be very strict according to that, what are the steps are there, it is written properly or not, therefore signs are written, what are the important answers are there, whatever values you find out. So put the rectangular box. And if you are not confident about that any one of the particular step, then write with the pencil, and once it is okay and you are feeling that it is now my answer is okay, then you can make your as a fair work. And one and very important instruction for the those students who are want to be secure out of marks related to the question number 1A, and that is the MCQ question. What happen in MCQ question, many times students are writing completely the statement, and there is no need to write the complete statement, because the board itself in the question paper it is mentioned you have to write only option of that question. Means suppose whatever question is there, after you solving you get the option B is the correct answer, and the answer of that say option B 2 years. So no need to write B 2 years, you have to write B. And see that there should be a no overwriting. New question should be on a new page, and between a two sub question or any one question if you written, please see that one or two line you have to leave behind. And another important thing is that suppose you are not getting any particular question, so see that my thinking is that this I can answer this question in the two or three step. So better to leave three or four lines strictly to be in the sequential matter. Don't go by skipping the question number two, then question number three. Try to be maintained in the sequential order. And if you have any difficulty and if you're not getting that particular question, leave some space for that and go for the next question. All the questions will be asked only from the textbook. So out of 40 marks of the paper which are you are going to be appear, nearly 35 marks question comes from the textbook. So the textbook is our ideal. So each in textbook, again the one of the important thing is that the 25% syllabus what is deleted. So whatever by the board authentic website is given, follow that. The question is not going to be asked in the our this paper which are from the omitted portion, that is 25% deleted. So if you follow these rule, especially in graph, see that the graph line is properly drawn, the equation is properly written on the right hand side, the unit is mentioned, the point of intersection, and draw the graph on using the pencil only. Don't use the pen for to draw the graph. Another thing is that the graph paper you are provided with the supplement. Many times what happen, the student who are want to score out of marks, our answer sheet is near about 20 pages, more pages are there, and your graph question may be question number 2 and question number 3. So try to mention in the answer sheet whatever related the question that my graph is attached to as a supplement from the question number 2 or from the question number 3, whatever it is, so that while evaluating the paper by the examiner, it will be feel easy for him and he can able to give a complete marks to you. And whenever your answer is completed, final answer, put in the rectangular bracket, try to underline it, and try to finish your paper. And for this year we are giving 15 minutes extra, as we know that for 80 marks paper board is given 30 minutes extra, and for this year for 40 marks paper you have 15 minutes extra, as well as the 10 minutes are there which to read out the paper. So what you have to do in that 10 minutes, once you see that your question paper comes in front of you, see that which question I will able to answer, make a tick over that, make up your mind, I can write this type of question. Try to focus out of 40 how many marks I can able to write. Maybe it is 10 marks question, maybe it is a 5 mark question, don't bother about that. I have to be appear for 40 marks question. Those who want to be just pass, please see that these 10 minutes you observe all the question, try to recall, be calm at that place, and try to recall what we learn in these 2 days, and you have a completely 48 hours in your hand. As I told you that the whatever the list of formulas are there, and in entire the syllabus of the 10th standard of mathematics 1, which is we call as algebra, it is not more than 15 formulas are there. And I think if you write that formula one time, two time, three time, and all the formula, and one more suggestion is that suppose any question comes and you are not able to understand or not able to write any step, so that if any question comes from arithmetic progression, any question come from linear equation, then try to write the formula of that. If suppose the question comes from Cramer's rule, see that the word Cramer rule is there, then write the formula of the Cramer. So that will definitely give you the marks. And for the scorer student, see that what the mistake they are doing, as I told that initially, the first thing is that the what you assume it is correct or not, write the unit properly and read the question. If it in the question it is asked find the length, breadth, year, whatever it is, in a complete sentence you have to write your answer, and try to finish your paper before 2 hours. 15 minutes is already provided to you, so your enough time. Even if you completed the paper in 2 hours, still you have 15 minutes. See that therefore sign is properly given or not, then the rectangular bracket or underline thing is given that. And like that way if you go and start to go for the simple to the complex, if suppose any question you are solving, you at initial level you are feeling that it is a very simple question, but sometime when you solving that question in between you stuck somewhere, and 2 or 3 times that question get wrong, so student get confused. So see that the time management is that if your question is for 2 marks, then don't waste your time more than 4 minutes on that. If it is take more than 4 minutes, then leave that question as it is and go for the next question. So if you follow this step, follow the textual questions and the question bank, the very important thing, the board is provided the question bank. The last minute revision is the question bank. In the question bank all variety of questions are given, right from the MCQ question to the challenging type of question. So once your textbook problems are you solved, then go through that question bank also, it will definitely help you, and you will get a very good success, very confident. And we have exactly 48 hours in our hand, so totally utilize the time management is very very important. As I told you that if you go very cool and calm writing the formulas, definitely you will get the good marks.
That was very much in detail, sir. So my next question to you is, while correcting the paper, you must have observed that many minor silly mistakes are being done by the student. What are the mistakes to be avoided while writing the paper, or commonly that you have observed?
See, commonly what we observe while correcting as an examiner in the board paper, students are not writing the final answer, or if suppose it is asked find so value, find this answer. So see that what is exactly asked. Once you finish your question, to be strict that till what level the question is. The question is for 2 marks is asked. The if they ask the find the value in the quadratic equation ABC, then you have to write only ABC. These are the values of that. Any word problem, if it is asked that the speed or a length or a distance or how many days or what that a name is mentioned, suppose, then you have to mention the name. So always when you finish your final answer, see that in question what is asked. Important, another silly mistake what we observe in 2 3 years is that about the MCQs. Many students in MCQ writing the option with the answer. It is my humble request to all of you, if you want to score a very good marks, then just write the option of the question. And for the those students, those who are not confirmed that what is my answer is, see for that MCQs, the option is capital letter or small letter. See that if it is capital letter, then you have to write in capital. If it is in small letter, you have to write in the small letter. If it is overwriting, don't do overwriting. Once your answer is confirmed, that let it that my answer is A, my answer is B, or what is my answer is C. Get it that confirmed. Even you write the answer at the last stage of 10 minutes, it will be okay, but don't overwrite. Whenever if you are overwriting, instead of on the same line, if suppose by mistake there is overwriting, then cancel that step, go to the next line, and in that next line complete your sentence. Those who want to score 30 plus, see whenever the student score 30 plus, then examiner is very strict, because you are a sincere student, you follow the rules or not, that everything is going to be followed. These are the common and silly mistake students are doing, especially the unit and read the question properly.
So, sir, there are no MCQs per se this time, right? It's a offline paper. So,
MCQ, it is in question number 1. Entire paper is not going to be MCQ. It is a question number 1 which carries 5 marks, which is a totally MCQ based and which is based on the textual part. And as I told to them that you have to MCQ, what type of MCQ they can be asked, go through a question bank which is provided by, and if you don't have it, that question bank, then here I am telling in this streaming that you just visit www.maa.ac.in. That is the authentic website where you will get 2 things. One, the question bank. The other thing, whatever the reduced syllabus is there. In many times what happen, our students or our friends are some forwarding WhatsApp messages that this chapter is omitted, this unit is omitted. So if you want to cross verify, the authentic is the board website, and that I told you that I again repeat, www.maa.ac.in. where you click on that, you will get the question bank as well as deleted syllabus or omitted syllabus. Just you have to follow this.
and sir, the next part is when it comes to paper presentation. So, are there areas where you should use only pen and not pencil, or only pencil and not pen? And what are the other important things to be kept in mind while writing the paper with respect to presentation?
With respect to presentation, those handwriting, those students whose handwriting is very good, they definitely get advantage. But some students, we don't have a good handwriting, but we can present the paper properly. And for presentation, my suggestion is that use black pen, use one line, whatever steps are there. If one step is over, next step should be a next line, put a therefore sign, where has to be equal to sign, put the answer in the rectangular bracket, what is exactly it is asked, and if you follow, and it should be a readable, may not, if your handwriting is not good, it is not the matter, it should be a readable, because see, the examiner is going to correct your paper. If he is not able to read it properly, he will definitely not give you the mark. So at least whatever you write, don't be a fast that I want to complete the paper in say 2 hours, how I can manage. Write whatever you have, neat and clean, and if you written neat and clean without any overwriting, again the another don't use the whitener, don't use the whitener, especially in the graph paper. When you draw the graph, you have to utilize, you have to use a pencil. Using the pencil, you have to draw the graph. Scale, you have to write with the pencil, but the final answer of that, if it is asked what is the point of intersection, what is the answer of that, that you have to write with the pen, but on the graph paper you have to use the pencil. If you draw any chart, especially a statistical chart, then you have to use the pencil. But if you want to use the shading, two different colors, then you can use a pencil and pen combination. But whenever there is a graph and chart, or suppose the any activity is there, so for the activity also, use the pencil, a proper scale, and draw the chart or activity as given in your question bank. Don't draw the additional. If you write additional thing, it is okay, but see that whatever additional you think is written, it should be 100% correct. If it is confirmed correct, then it is okay. Otherwise, what is asked, complete that.
And my last question is key points to remember with respect to time management.
As I told you, the key management is that for writing for 1 mark, 2 minutes, not more than 2 minutes. If your it take more than 2 minutes, skip that question, go for the next question. Try to go from simple to the complex. If in a complex question, if you are not getting anything, especially I want to suggest those students are very weak, because in this situation, don't be a panic. You have a 2 days enough. I think a 5 hours study is enough to study the mathematics one. Just go through the formula, write the formulas, and make the list of that. Even today itself, if you take the pages, take the formula, write it properly, and revise that formula and related word. Whatever the word is related to that, come. And if you're not getting anything, it is the question from which chapter or which area, just related to that. If you write the formula, you will definitely get the marks.
So that was really, really important suggestions, and I'm sure this suggestion is going to impact thousands of students in Maharashtra. And thank you very much for taking out your time. And I will look forward to see you in another very important session of ICA, where you can give a lot of information, tips, tricks with respect to algebra to our subscribers.